I chop the vegetables for the recipe. I measure the ingredients carefully. I measure the ingredients carefully. I follow the steps in the recipe. I follow the steps in the recipe. I heat the oil in a pan on the stove. I heat the oil in a pan on the stove. I add the onions and garlic to the pan. I add the onions and garlic to the pan. I stir the ingredients in the pan. I stir the ingredients in the pan. I pour the sauce over the pasta. I pour the sauce over the pasta. I bake the chicken in the oven. I bake the chicken in the oven. I season the food with salt and pepper. I season the food with salt and pepper. I use a sharp knife to cut the vegetables. I use a sharp knife to cut the vegetables. I preheat the oven before baking the cake. I preheat the oven before baking the cake. I mix the dry ingredients together in a bowl. I add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. I grease the baking pan before pouring in the batter. I set the timer on the oven to bake the food. I taste the food to check the seasoning. I taste the food to check the seasoning. I let the food cool before serving it. I let the food cool before serving it. I garnish the dish with fresh herbs or lemon. I clean up the kitchen after cooking. I clean up the kitchen after cooking. I store the leftovers in the refrigerator.